Hi, I'm Brad Bean, Director of Public Safety for Amherst County, Virginia. Over the next few minutes, we're going to talk through what Amherst County Public Safety represents and what we provide to the citizens and visitors in Amherst County. One of the largest responsibilities that we have is providing EMS, emergency medical services care, to the citizens of Amherst County. Currently, we staff 3 stations with advanced life support in each of the stations. One located here in the town of Amherst, one in Peddler, and one in the Manelison area of Amherst County. We provide that service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are augmented and supported by the volunteers on EMS in the county. There are 2 volunteer rescue squads that we work with. That is Manelison Volunteer Rescue Squad and the Amherst Life Saving Crew. Our folks are also cross-trained, which means they're certified to do firefighting. Typically, they would have their equipment and their gear on an ambulance, and they would assist the volunteer fire departments here in the county when the need arises. That could be for a structure fire, a large brush fire, but typically our folks are coming off the ambulance with their firefighting equipment. That's what we refer to as cross-train. Those are the things that you see most often in the community that the men and women are providing. But there's a lot more to public safety. Probably what you didn't realize is public safety is responsible for the 911 center. There are 13 men and women who work dedicated hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide dispatch coverage for Amherst County. Anytime you call 911, you would speak to one of our telecommunicators or what's commonly referred to as a 911 dispatcher. Those men and women last year answered over 80,000 phone calls, processed over 30,000 calls in what we call our CAD system, our computer aided dispatching, and dispatched over 6,000 calls for fire and EMS in Amherst County. 5,000 of those were EMS calls and 1,000 were fire calls. Again, volunteers and career staff working in the field to answer those calls that come from dispatch. Also, the responsibility of public safety is to take care of emergency management. Emergency management is what you think of when you're thinking of preparing for a tornado or responding to a tornado or a flood or something of a natural type disaster. Emergency management played a large role in the response to COVID-19 over the past 3 years. As you see behind me is our mobile command unit, which is part of our emergency management response. When you think of public safety in Amherst County, you probably are wondering, how many people are employed by us? Well, that's a great question. Currently, there are 28 assigned to field operations. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are 7 people working at all times to protect the citizens in Amherst County, and they work over 4 shifts. So therefore, 28 personnel. There's also administrative personnel who cover things like the fire marshal's office for fire investigations, fire inspections, emergency management, as we discussed before, and other things. So including our dispatch and including our field operations and the administrative offices, there's nearly 50 full-time employees within public safety. There's also an additional 20 part-time employees. And I couldn't forget our great volunteers in this county that combine nearly 100 volunteers that dedicate their time on fire and EMS.